The room was dim except for the small lamp flickering in the corner, throwing gold across his jawline. The air felt thicker than it should have, warm with the kind of tension that makes your skin feel too tight. I hadn't meant for things to go this far. Not with him. Not with someone who swore, loudly, repeatedly, that he was straight. But the way he was looking at me now, God, nothing about his eyes was straight. What? I whispered, breath catching. Why are you staring at me like that? He stepped closer, slow, deliberate, like a predator who wanted me to notice every inch closing between us. You know exactly why, he murmured. His voice dropped lower than usual, low enough to vibrate in my bones. My back found the edge of the desk before I knew I was moving. He planted a hand beside my hip, close enough that the heat of him rolled over me. You keep testing me, he said, acting like I won't do something about it. I swallowed. Then do something. His laugh was soft, dark, amused in a way that turned my knees weak. You really want to play that game with me? I shouldn't have nodded, but I did. His fingers slid under my chin, tilted my head up until I had no choice but to look at him, at the hunger he wasn't hiding anymore. Let me make one thing clear, he said, voice brushing my mouth like a touch. Straight boys don't ride. The words hit me harder than his hand on my jaw. And yet, he added, lips almost touching mine, breath warm. Here you are, looking at me like you're ready to do exactly what I tell you. My breath stuttered. I hated how quickly my body reacted, how much I wanted him, how deeply his tone curled around something I hadn't even admitted out loud. He smirked when he saw my reaction. That's what I thought. His other hand slid to my waist, firm, claiming, not rough, but definitely not gentle. I felt myself leaning into him before my brain caught up. You want to deny it? He asked, fingers tightening just enough to send a shiver up my spine. Go ahead. I'll just watch your body betray you again. Heat surged through me. I tried to say something, anything. But the breath left me all at once when he leaned in, lips grazing the shell of my ear. Sit, he whispered. The word hit like a spark. Sit where? I breathed, knowing damn well what he meant, but needing him to say it anyway. He pulled back just enough to look at me, eyes darker, wider, pupils blown with want. On me, he said. Where else? My whole body went molten. He didn't shove or drag or force. It wasn't that. He just held my hips, guiding me closer with slow, deliberate pressure, watching me with that same intense, hungry focus that made my pulse thunder. You hear me? His voice dropped even lower. I said, sit. I inhaled sharply, my breath catching. Every nerve lit up, every inch of me keyed to him. You're not going to pretend you don't want this, he whispered, his thumb tracing my lower lip. Not now. The lamp flickered, shadows dancing across his face. His chest rose and fell, steady, confident, as if he already knew I was going to obey. I did, not because he made me, because the way he looked at me, the command in his voice, the heat in his eyes, made resistance impossible. And when I moved toward him, his breath hitched, soft, barely audible, but real. His hands tightened on my hips. There you go, he murmured, voice thickening. Just like that. The world narrowed to the space between us, to the heat of his body under mine, to the way his fingers dug into my waist, and the low, breathless sound he let slip as I settled onto him. He exhaled sharply, head tipping back for a second before he caught himself. When he looked at me again, his eyes were wrecked with want. See, he whispered, not so straight after all. His hands were already on my hips, heavy and sure, but when I settled onto him fully, his grip changed, tightened, like his control slipped for half a second before he caught it. That half second was everything. His breath left him in a slow, shaky rush, and he buried his face against my neck. I felt the warmth of it spill down my skin. God, he muttered, voice rougher than before. You have no idea what you do to me. My fingers curled in the fabric of his shirt, trying to hold on to something, anything, because the way he held me, firm, unyielding, made it hard to breathe, or think, or do anything except want. He lifted his head, eyes dark enough to swallow the room whole. "You're gonna sit still," he said, thumb pressing into my waist. "And you're not gonna move unless I tell you." A shiver ripped straight through me. Okay," I whispered. "No," he said sharply, jaw tightening. "Not okay." "You say yes." His tone made my spine straighten, made the air between us snap with heat. "Yes," I breathed. "Yes." He nodded once, satisfied, like he'd been waiting to hear that. Then he slid a hand at the back of my neck and held me there, gentle, but undeniably in control. His thumb brushed my pulse. "You feel that?" he murmured. "You're shaking for me already." "I'm not, don't lie." He leaned in until his lips almost touched mine, close enough that every word grazed my mouth like a spark. "You're trembling," he said quietly, "and you're not even moving yet." My breath caught on a gasp I didn't mean to let out. His lips twitched. "Yeah, that." He dragged his fingers down my spine, slow, torturous. Every inch he traced lit something electric beneath my skin. He rocked his hips upward, just once, barely a fraction, but it tore a sound out of me that I couldn't hide if I tried. He froze, not out of hesitation, out of satisfaction. His eyes locked on mine, hungry and dangerous. "There it is," he whispered. "That's what I wanted to hear." My heart thudded so loud it felt like it echoed in the room. He slid his hand into my hair and tugged. Not hard, just enough to tilt my head back, exposing my throat to his mouth. He didn't bite. He didn't kiss. He just hovered there, breathing me in. "You're gonna keep making those sounds," he said. "And you're gonna look at me while you do." My lips parted. I couldn't help it. His grip on my hips tightened again. "Lift." The command hit me harder than any touch. I raised myself just an inch. "Stop." I froze instantly. He smirked. "Good." He dragged his palms up my sides, slow and reverent and possessive all at once, like he was mapping me, claiming me. "Now," he murmured, eyes locked on mine. "Sit." I sank back down onto him, and his breath broke. A low, rough exhale. Almost a groan. Almost. His forehead pressed mine, his jaw clenched like he was fighting the urge to completely lose control. "This is what you wanted," he whispered. "Isn't it?" I swallowed hard. "Yes." "Say it louder." "Yes." "Louder." "Yes." I breathed, voice cracking. He laughed. A deep, pleased, possessive sound that made my chest clench. "There he is," he murmured. "My good boy." My entire body went hot, molten, undone. His hand slid under my chin again, lifting my face. "You're not going anywhere," he said. "Not until I've had all of you." My breath hitched. "And trust me," he whispered, lips brushing my cheek, "I'm nowhere near done."